The game might be over, but we're just getting started. Welcome to the Todd Fox Postgame Podcast, your go-to spot for real, unfiltered Angels talk, win or lose, on the Halos in the Infield Network. You never know what's going to happen. Walk-offs, meltdowns, heroics, or straight-up typical Angels disasters. We're breaking it all down. Who stepped up and took home the Golden Stamos, the most prestigious award in baseball? And who embarrassed themselves so badly they're stuck with the dreaded Nacho Night award? Drop your comments, call in, and sound off. We're reading them all. So like, share, subscribe, and buckle up, because this show pulls no punches. And yes, Anthony Rendon is still a fragile little bitch. Take it away, Todd.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield postgame show. I am Todd Fox coming to you live from the Heedy postgame podcast area, studio, whatever you want to call it. Just returned from the game. It took a little longer to leave the stadium because there was a shit ton of fans there tonight, and the Angels got the W. A rare W. A lot of people weren't exactly expecting the W tonight, but hey, we'll take it, especially after 4 very frustrating games in Texas, doing a damn Texas two-step and losing right there. So very much happy that the Angels got the job done tonight, 2-0, a well-pitched game. We're going to break it down for you. And once again, it's by the fans, for the fans, for the fans, by the fans. The Angels Heedy Network works with you and enjoys every second that you guys and gals contribute to the show. The Angels win tonight in front of a packed house, like I said, 44,000, 2 runs, 5 hits, opposed to 0 runs and 4 hits, 1 error. You have some guys that we're going to talk about tonight as Tyler Anderson improves to 2-0 on the start as a pitcher tonight. He did throw about, 90-some-odd pitches tonight, 96. And he's sporting a 2.08 ERA. He's starting just as hot as he did last year, so that's kind of encouraging moving forward. And you also had the bullpen do really good tonight. You had Burke pitch an inning, just allowed a hit through only 10 pitches. His ERA continues to fall. And then you had Zephyr John come in there with another solid inning. He allowed only a walk, had 2 strikeouts, and then Jansen got 3 routine flyouts to end the game. This game really came down to, though, with Neto's hitting. Neto's big hit, first hit off the IL, and he launched the Angels directly into this. So the Angels get a big victory tonight, much needed victory. Zach Neto had been raking down in the farm system, and it was only a matter of time. And then once you saw that Twitter or whatever, the updates from us or from other Angel pages, and you saw the fact that, well, he's on his way back. He's at the Long Beach airport. You kind of knew he was going to be thrown into the starting lineup. There's some things to talk about as far as tonight with them getting that, because there wasn't much offense in this game. I took the entire family to go see the game, and it was really fun. We had about 14 of us or 15 of us total, and we were hanging out, having a good time. So I mean, the Angels, there's not much scoring to talk about because, again, Tyler Anderson kept the ball down. He did a really good job tonight, and you look at the guys, the Angels only had 3 scoring chances. Really, they went Okay, so we're back. Uh, we're so back. Oh man, this thing sucks. My mixer got knocked out there for a minute again, so I was moving the thing over. So I apologize. All right, so where was I? There we go again. That's part number. This is a bad connection number 2. Yes. This stuff. Whatever. Anyway, coming back from the game, this is what happens tonight. You don't have everything set up, something goes wrong, and then there you go again. So anyway, let's talk about the lineup. The lineup itself did absolutely nothing. After Neto doubled and scored a run, he scored a run after that. It was it. If Fielding Air brought his run in after his double, it was 2-0. You have the DFAs going on in the comment right there. Angels win. Angels grandma says, glad I was there. Really appreciate that, and her being there, because she had to lift the spirits of the Angels as they come away with a victory tonight. So there you go right there. Raphael checking in. He says it's a mic need replacement. Yeah, I got it fixed. Love the TikTok videos. Appreciate that, Raphael, over there on TikTok. We're going to have some more of these videos going right there. A lot of people says you're muted over there. I'm sorry. I had a little issue with my stuff right there, but we're good now. We're good. We're moving forward. All right. So with that being said, let's get back into the, they lost, or they won the game 2-0 tonight. As you see, I was thrown off. Let's go over the lineup real quick. And I'll tell you this right now, as far as the Star Wars stuff is concerned, it was pretty cool. But, we were sitting in section 133. I moved our seats over so we could have the entire row. And the freaking Star Wars stuff, which was in center field last year, was in right field, and half of it was being obstructed by the damn scoreboard in right field. So a ton of people were pissed off having to move their seats, and we had to move as well. So let's talk about the lineup, though, for tonight, because that Star Wars stuff is trivial. Look, the Angels are lucky to win this game. They went against the Narratives tonight, 12 strikeouts. So once again, when the Angels strike out more than 10 times, it's double digits, they usually lose. And again, third straight game, guys and gals, the Angels don't draw a walk. That's troubling. They're not getting walks. They struck out 12 times tonight. They're very lucky to win this game. If it wasn't for Tyler Anderson in the bullpen, they should have lost this game 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10. But they got that rare victory. And you look at this too. You have Ward, Renifo, Trout, Soler, and Ohapi. You know what they all have in common? They did nothing tonight, which means they went a combined 0 for 17. Let that sink in. 17 of the at-bats that were outs tonight, out of the 29 outs total, or 26 outs, I should say. 17 of them were the first 5 guys. And it includes Mike Trout with a stellar 3 strikeout performance, a Logan Ohapi with a stellar 3 strike performance. Soler had 2 strikeouts. The only one in the hitless parade was Renifo, who at least put the bat on the ball 4 times. Other than that, he didn't strike out, but also in that 0 for 17, Trout, Soler, Ohapi, and Ward combined for 8 strikeouts out of the 17 outs that they worked on. Terrible night, and somehow they still won. The Giants themselves, they struck out only 8 times. They worked 3 walks. They had some chances tonight. They really did. But again, credit the Angels with their pitching, as the Giants were 13-6 coming in, and the Angels get their first win to get them to double digits. So they're 10, breaking a 4-game losing streak. But again, this game went by quick. It was 2 hours and 19 minutes. After, if you weren't there early and you were still getting beer or food for your kids or whatever, you missed all the action. It all occurred in the second inning when the Angels, got the 2 runs, and that was it. That was literally it, and the Angels held on from there. So we're going to get into the awards tonight. I know it's a little late, but again, I went to the game tonight. I'm not like other people who brag that they go and they don't. I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about other podcasters. So we're there again tonight. So let's give it. We gave it to Stukas. Let's see who gets the award tonight for best performance. Golden Stamos for best John Stamos player on the field. And, I have to give an honorable mention to Zach Neto for his return. He seemed to spark the team tonight. And he did, Kyron Paris, which is spark the team. And he came out there and got a big double and was firing up the fans as they got on the scoreboard early. And that's good to see because we've been waiting for this dude to come back. And now he's finally back into the game or onto the team 18 games into the season. So much needed boost for Zach Neto to help us stay above 500. But the John Stamos Award, which comes to you in part by 714 tickets. Use HITI in the promo to get 10% off of your tickets no matter what the event is. It doesn't just have to be Angels baseball. Plus, you get 5% back towards your next purchase. Really cool deal just by mentioning us. So open up an account with them. It's totally free. So with that being said, the John Stamos goes to Tyler Anderson. And, sometimes you're going to need a good pitching performance. And Tyler Anderson gave it to you. He kind of rested that bullpen because, of course, they're tired all the time. That's the excuse. And you know what? He gets a Golden Stamos because Patrick O'Neill was calling this game. And every time Patrick O'Neill calls a game, we usually lose. And I'm just saying he's a bad omen. He's if you're superstitious, he's terrible. He hurts the team. And I think that was part of it right now as he hurt the team moving forward, or at least in the scheme of things. I really don't like him being the announcer. Anytime he's the announcer, I kind of cringe because he's cringe himself. But the Angels get a victory despite that. Now let's see who gets the Nacho Night Award tonight for worst player on the field.
Nacho Night, oh yeah, Nacho Night. Pile it up, load it high. Extra shame, hold the pride. Grab a fork, take a dive. Dignity's gone, but the cheese survived. Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
The Nacho Night Award goes to, I think it's going to go to two players. And, an honorable mention, as we've said before, this is presented by the OC Dugout, by the way. Check out anything you can from memorabilia from any team. They have it. They buy, sell, and trade. Mention Halos in the Infield, and they will shout you out or give you something, a little perk here and there. The OC Dugout for sports memorabilia. With that being said, the Nacho Night goes to two guys. They're going to share a helping, actually three. We're going to give it to Taylor Ward because if you didn't see Taylor Ward late in the game, he beat out a double play, which was surprising in itself. But the last thing that you're taught is not to make your way or make a turn towards second base. If you're safe, you do not make a left turn. If anything, you can make the sharpest right turn in foul territory and walk back. You could crawl back. Hell, you can roll your way back over to first base. It's not a problem, right? You could flip off the crowd if you wanted to. You get fined, but you could literally do whatever you want by going to the right. And Ward was like, he has one of those moments where he just forgets again because he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And he goes to the left and he collides with a catcher at first base when the Giants realized what he was doing. It's little things like that again, kill the hopes of this team being good. But hey, they overcame stupidness tonight. But he not only shares in the nachos, Mike Trout, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 strikeouts. Pathetic performance by him at the plate once again, getting fooled, looking foolish, and his average dips now even further down to 171. And then O'Hoppe, man, hasn't recovered, speaking of nachos, from the Nacho Bel Grande from Taco Bell. He's still Hershey squirting or something because he is not there as well. And again, 6 strikeouts between the two guys. So, I mean, come on, guys. You got to be better than that. The power of the lineup needs to produce, and you cannot be leaving that much on the field like they did tonight. So that's the Nacho Night Award. Now we get into the comments where we read what is going on with you guys and gals out there. And boy, oh boy, did we get do we get a lot of super chats, which I'm digging, and I really appreciate everybody from Mateo, $49. Thank you so much, Mateo. Boo Boo Bear's mommy says, I got your 19 and I raise you another 19. That's $40 more right there. We appreciate that. Mo checks in with get better internet. Too many fat chicks at the game. DSP sucks. Go Halos. Hey, look, it wasn't the internet. I actually knocked the cable off my mixer, and it took out my sound. So I apologize. Right Guy says, super sticker right back at you. And Tyler, really appreciate each and every last one of you guys and gals. Really, really appreciate that. Getting back here to the comments, and let's check in with Rally Chris saying, Neto was back and we shut out the Red Hot Giants. It's fucking spritz o'clock. And what that means, guys and gals, we're going to give a toast because it's spritz o'clock, baby. Thanks to Artie Moreno and all of you. But when you jump in like that, it's always a race to say who gets the spritz first. Brought to you by Brewheim. By the way, come down to Brewheim and enjoy our freaking tailgate tomorrow. It starts at 2 o'clock, goes to 5 o'clock. We'll have some surprises and things to give away, and we'll have games, food, and beer. The first $300 on the tap is on Halos in the Infield, so come down and enjoy. So it's spritz o'clock.
O'clock, angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
Dan checks in with Met Papa Fox. He did meet my dad. I had my dad there. He was enjoying himself. Boo Boo Bear's mama says this shutout deserves 20. Also, Saucy says, wait, we won? And yes, we did win, which is surprising to a lot of people out there because, again, the Angels, we were not looking like we were going to do much against this team, considering the fact that we did not play good in the Texas two-step, especially in Texas themselves. So to come home and get a victory.
We won?
Saucy also says winning because,
winning.
we got a victory tonight. Also, Angels scored runs. Q Lombardi. Yeah, see, you guys if you're new to the show, we have a lot of sound bites and people usually request them in their comments.
What the hell's going on out here?
He's mad even when we win. Salvador says balls, and striking out 12 times.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John
striking out. Also, Grillmaster says this win was a giant surprise. Dan Rios says, me love you long time, and he refers to this.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny, and me love you long time.
Balls in his mouth, Grillmaster
Time for you
says.
to check out what I want. I want balls and John
in his mouth. Rally Chris says, we're so back since Neto's back. Tyler says, Dumbo Ears has a noodle arm and noodle leg. Q FanDuel. They're all, hey, Ward! Gotta love FanDuel. Also, you got Grillmaster saying, who's ready for fresh-made pico de gallo? He's making pico de gallo, everybody. Also, Mateo says, Rally Chris keeps stealing my line. Tyler says, no homers. The honks are pissed. Yeah, it's been like 5 or 6 games. What the hell are the honks going to do with no home runs, especially solo ones? Oh, Hoppy's playing like oh poopy. Booba Bear's mom says, I hope we can pull off a win tomorrow because that will be game number 20. Rally Chris says, Angels won on Star Wars night. Q Lombardi. You know, last year they lost all 3 games during Star Wars. That was
What the
embarrassing.
hell's going on out here?
Yeah, but they won tonight. Grillmaster says, "Hey, Gooby, get to exit velocity on how many runnings was running up my butt right now." Oh my God, he's calling for that one too. Man, I gotta scroll through all these real quick.
Let me tell you something about my guy, John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old
balls and running up my butt right now.
you get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos
Choked on me.
He was so great.
Angels won tonight. Q Lombardi. Boy, Lombardi's very vocal tonight. Very, very vocal, being dead over 7
What the
years.
hell's going on out here?
Tyler says, Trout looking lost. Check out the smash jack. Yeah, exactly. They're all, hey, Jack's got that smash jack. Saucy says the offense is still a major concern, but a great win. There's no place like home. Boo Bear's mommy says they don't need homers all the time. Just put the ball in play and runs will score. Exactly. Put pressure on the defense and on the pitching staff. And if you do that, good things will happen. Also, I'm pretty sure Todd was spritzing all over the place at the stadium after this shutout win over the Red Hot Giants, and Neto was back. I had a good time. I ain't going to lie. Wilbur says, fuck yeah, let's go. Big Papa back. Absolutely. Whopper, whopper, whopper. Saucy says Jansen might be the leader of this team. What a beast. Yeah, he made it look easy out there tonight. I need some man diapers after that, after those nachos. Oh, keep that to yourself. Hey, Sue says, listen to AM 830, just a bunch of Halo honks being circled jerks. It's the same shit all the time, I'm telling you. Silent E says, messing with Gavin was fun. I popped on the Locked On post game and said Trout needs to be number 9, and he told me to slow down. Trout sucks right now, and he needs to clear his head. He may be his or maybe his nuts. Well, maybe a yummy tasting nut will help him out. Pitching where the MVPs tonight, Tamir 20 says. Everybody hit the like button. I would appreciate that. Mateo's yelling, James. Also, double digits in strikeouts for a team. Only 2 more games, and that streak will continue. Also, Mateo again with 49. We really appreciate or is that the same one that he put in? But either way, thank you so much, Mateo. I just saw that right now come across. Silent E says, Wash finally let Anderson go past 5 innings. Look what happens when you keep a good starter in the game. It's not rocket science, people. James says, I hate this fucking song. Saucy says, Tyler Anderson, stop the bleeding tonight. Also, Mateo at the tailgate tomorrow. Mateo showing up. I don't know if he'll be there, but the tailgate is at 2:00 tomorrow, from 2:00 to 5:00. I think we might cut it at 5:00 just so everybody can get over to the stadium to get their we'll keep an eye on that too, so that because there will be a line to get in. So maybe 4:30. So it might be only 2.5 hours. I want to make sure everybody gets their stuff. Mateo says, hey, Todd, I went to the church tonight and I wanted to let you know I said a prayer for Yvette and her family. That's very considerate for you, Mateo. That is because that was very troubling what happened to her. We still miss her, and we'll have more details with that coming up here soon. Randy Yaz says, damn, Todd, I needed an AI intro, you fake ass. And again, my audio got knocked out because I hit the thing right here, so I apologize. And balls and Todd's mic is out of here. Also, Tony C says, Todd, you guys work so hard to make this so awesome. Keep up the good work. I hope Washington will bench Trout for a couple of games and needs to clear his head. Neto was awesome tonight. He is our spark. You know, and that's not a bad idea. And again, thank you for the kind words, Tony C. We really, really, really try hard on this network to provide the best stuff that we can. We realize that we don't have the reach as other people, but we try to get the word out there. So, and by you guys liking and sharing, and also, you know, just subscribing or getting other people to subscribe, that's the best thing you guys can do. We do appreciate all the freaking donations that you guys and gals do. We really, really, really do. It goes to making things possible, like the tailgates and other things. So again, tailgate at Brewheim. Come one, come all. Bring your family. It should be fun. And yes, Trout needs to be benched for at least a game. Tyler says, oh no, Todd's huge brown deck knocked out his Wi-Fi. Shut up. LV says, we're so back. Can he go closed caption? No. Honking my horn all night long, LV. Again, I read that one earlier from Angel's grandma. I'm glad she was there tonight. James Says Tony C brought up something good. Trout maybe needs to be out of the lineup tomorrow. I think so. Botch says honk, honk, honk all the way. The World Series. Here we go. Randy Yaw is checking in with 19-10 prediction looking good. Yeah, they basically have to go 9-1, baby, to get to your prediction. Also, James says Ward supplied just another blooper tonight. Exactly. Not the blooper hits that we love to see. Also, Grimmaster says Steve Lee's seeing Boo Boo send stickers again. Q Lombardi. So you think she gets mad?
What the hell's going on out here?
I don't think so. Rye Guy says played well. We did, but hit like as we still do. Yes. Played well. We did, but hit like we still do. Also says Drone Show had more action than the actual game. Q Lombardi. It was cool from what I could see. And then when we could see the whole damn thing, yeah, it was over.
What the hell's going on out here?
The Drone Show, at least we don't have to hear the commercials for that. Say, hey, come down to the ballpark, Drone Show. 800 drones. Rye Guy says the force was with us tonight. Thank you for all the donations. Again, I echo that, James. Also, hey, we won tonight, avoiding the sweep. Chris says, please get Ward off the leadoff spot. Enough is enough. And my dad was preaching that all night. My dad was how long? And he always starts. I love my dad to death because he always starts real low, and then he raises his voice like that teacher from Fairly Odd Parents. Like he'll be like, how long are they going to, Todd, how long are they going to have Ward at the leadoff spot? I can't stand that guy. I'm sorry, but that's just awesome. That's what he does. Chubb says Adele did well tonight. Lots of fly balls his way. 3 for 3. Good job. And Soler for backing him up when he missed the dive. You know what? I forgot about that, Chubbs. I focused a lot on Anderson, but to be honest with you, the guy that was actually floating the offense tonight was indeed Mr. Joe Adele. He went 3 for 3, 3 up, 3 on. I mean, again, he was pretty good. Also, Steve Leach just came home there. I think they made a sonic stop in the other car. Mateo says, I was watching the game on the Giants feed, and they said the Giants wasted a good outing from Webb. They did. Webb only had really one bad inning, really. Adele had 9 putouts tonight. Yeah, he was busy out there in outfield. DFA Trout. Oh, geez. Rick says they all suck. Good thing we had a hit. Angel's grandma says Joe Adele 3 hits. Just saying. Yeah, he had a good night tonight for sure. That one slipped my mind because, I mean, the pitching was so good tonight. Trout is on a demise. Trout is on a demise has been. Trout is on a demise has been. Also, Randy says Ron Washington is still a bum. Right Guy says Neto bringing back the good vibes back to the clubhouse. Rally Chris says Yvette probably was our angel tonight in the outfield. 12 strikeouts to get us a victory. RIP Yvette. This win is for you. Amen to that, brother. Also, Eddie says Rafi at least is solid on defense tonight, or Renifo. Also, Tyler says Zephyr John is a dog. He is a dog for sure. Also, I was there too, Randy says, in spirit maybe. Also, umpiring was interesting. A little bit of the wide zone, but they took advantage. Umpire Brian O'Nera. How do you think he did back there? I don't think the umpiring had much to do with the game. So that's always a good thing when you don't have to worry about what the umpires did. I don't think they really affected it too much tonight. Oh, I just got home. Good night from the stadium. Glad you made it home, Rick. Traffic was pretty bad tonight with that one. I hate Spritz Clock. Great Star Wars show. Also good for you, Mateo. Botch says, I hate the dishonesty when Roger Lodge always says Trout will break out, no doubt. Trout needs to call Roger and tell him to shut the fuck up and quit jinxing. And also when they were like, hey, he does really good in Texas and did absolutely nothing. Eddie says bench Ward, put Paris and Anderson in instead. Silent E says pure lucky today. A flaccid dong hits harder than more of these bums. Just ask Erica Weston on her eye. Takes a shot to the eye. Also, no, I'm not going to get into that. Rye Guy says nice stab by Paris in the 8th inning. That was a nice catch. Grillmaster says Patrick O'Neill broadcasting Q Lombardi. Yeah, we never win usually when he calls games. So tonight might have been an anonymity. Can't talk.
What the hell's going on out here?
Also, free the nips, Todd. No, so I'm keeping those bad boys under the sweater. It was cold tonight. They were perky. James says Erica Weston glowing a little more than usual tonight. Chubb says, listening to AM 830 on the drive home, Rush made me want to crash my car. Got home and turned on FanDuel. O'Neal made me want to shove pencils into my ears. Way to go, Angels. The nachos and Todd's tone. No. Taylor Ward is a clown right there. Also, Boo Boo Bear's mommy says, I think the Golden State should go to the guys on the message board. Mateo, Mo, Ty, and Tyler. That's probably I should probably bring that back. Yes. Also, Taylor Ward is a Hall of Famer. How dare you? What are you talking about, Randy? Hall of Famer? I don't know about that one.
How dare you?
Also, let's see what else we got checking. Dan says Ward thought he was out and headed to the dugout. LOL. Laz was a good umpire right there. Right guy says you can't blame Ward for the blunder when he ran to first. His Dumbo ears blocked his view. He's like, are they going to throw me back into the circus cage? So also somehow we lose when we win. Nacho Night is for our players when we win. Q Lombardi. See, we still can't get out of our own way. That's the problem.
What the hell's going on out here?
And then you get Boo Boo. We can't keep up with you right there. Yeah, my fellow Padawan hit the like button right there. Yo, Daniel. James says, whomever is trying to get the first comment in a loser between those two, or is a loser between those two. Also, I was Spritz. What the fuck? Also, Trout says, we're so back. Deo, the Deo count tonight. If you were at the ball game, if you heard it on TV, there was about 11 of these. Yeah, there was 11 Deos. Trout checking in with, we're so back. And then Mike Trout says, I'm going to have sex tonight. No, stop having sex. According to my dad, that is why you're not getting any hits right now. You need to stop having sex, Mike Trout.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
See?
No! No!
Silent E says, I wish I could give a like to you guys, but most definitely I appreciate everyone who supports this page. I don't want this community going anywhere. This is my second family, my home away from home. And I really appreciate that, Silent E. And again, if you guys and gals have not read our Substack, which is barely in part by Silent E making some great articles over there, please read his stuff. Please share his stuff. It's really, really good. And he is part of our family for sure. Eddie Perez says Trout is slowly regressing like Pujols, sadly. Oh, please don't say that. Also, I don't know what I would do without this community. There's too many dang honks out there, but we keep it real here, and it's a breath of fresh air. Amen. Nah says, how long until we see someone else in the leadoff spot? You called it early. Ward is not that guy. Well, I don't know, man. It all depends on what are we going to do. Ron Washington. Ron Washington seems to love the guy at number one. Every time you ask him, he's like, well, he's kind of the kind of guy we want to lead off because he could do things with his ears if he misses the pitch. And he misses it with a bat, whether it's a torpedo bat, whether it's, a regular bat or just a stick of wood. If he misses the ball, he could definitely hit it with his ears. It's like, no, we're not interested in that. And he never gets on base with a solid walk. Yeah, he'll get it. He'll get lucky sometimes and run into one and put one over the fence. But again, you could have that anywhere else in the lineup. The fact of the matter is, you made one good decision, which was moving Sean O'Well down in the lineup. He seems to be more comfortable right there. I think you need to do the same thing with Taylor Ward and move Renifo up there, move Paris up there, move Neto up there. I mean, I would not be mad at all if you went Renifo 1, Neto 2, and then go Trout or give Trout a break and then bring down Ohapi. Because you can't have Trout and Ohapi right now ice cold in this lineup. It just affects everybody. James says Ward has such a punchable and clueless face. Also, Mike Trout checking in. Grillmaster can't do that. I need all that I can get. He's got it meaning sex. Rye Guy says the Angels gave the Giants their San Francisco treats. Ricky says it was a pleasure meeting you again and your pops. He brought up trains without anyone mentioning anything. We stayed above 500 today because of Neto. Yeah, I mean, like, look, my dad, you could be like, those are some beautiful flowers in your flower garden. And he's like, well, speaking of flowers, there's these rare flowers that grew next to these railroad tracks, and the Southern Pacific used to ride the rails right next to those flowers. And I have a train set I'm telling you, my dad's something else. Randy also says we kept our composure tonight. Yes, we didn't get out of hand tonight. We kept our composure in a tough game that was 2-0, and this was a way to keep our composure.
Come on, all right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We've made a great effort so far. Let's just keep it up.
That's right. We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've come too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to just keep our composure.
Jared says, or Gerard, either way, I'm sorry. I probably killed it, so I'll just say Dupree. Wardy's such an airhead mouth breather, almost got knocked the fuck out by Bob Porter in the 8th inning. Yeah, it's tough play by him, but he made it tough. It should have just been him walking back to first base, but no. He almost gave us a heaping helping.
Emotional damage.
Yes. Also, I think Rally Piss blocked me. Dan says, wow. Also, Marsha spritzing all over Todd. No, let's not do that. Ricky says this has to be our first win without hitting a home run this season. It's probably there because, again, we haven't been doing anything. No home runs in the last few games either. Gerard also says had major FMO watching on TV. Big A seemed lit, honk starving for a team to root for. Absolutely. If this team gets anywhere good, I'm telling you, it'll be hard to get a ticket. Let's see. Also, Botched Investigation says, I hope the city of Anaheim puts Artie's feet in the fire and this team, the Anaheim Angels, go back to the California Angels without being fearful of him moving the team. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't think he's moving anywhere. Trust me. Watch the Jets go 4-11. Mateo talking trash. Yeah, James, I think he's butthurt since his jeez, I lost. Enterprise Galactica Contra bobblehead tomorrow night. Yes, we're all waiting for that. Mike Trout says, no, Tony, I ain't getting benched. Mike Trout says, I'm playing. Also, jeez. Randy's just going back and forth. Should we switch Anderson and Jack in the rotation? It feels better. It feels like if batters are hitting Jack hard because he follows Soriano. It could be because they are, in essence, the same kind of pitcher. You're throwing the sinker baller back to back, and if a sinker baller's not on, yeah, you're going to get lit up. Yeah, so talking trash right here. Todd will rage with his sea chicks. Why are you talking so much football right now? It's way too early to be talking football. Just another Angels production blooper at the game. It's for sure. I mean, it could have got way worse tonight. Let's see. Still more football talk. Good God. Botch Investigation says it's early in the season and Trout needs a break already. Just send him off somewhere. JT says Trout is becoming a home run or strikeout hitter. He is right now. That's all he is right now. That is all he is right now. Also, just goes to show you playing clean baseball goes a long way, Tyler says. Also, Kyron Paris, Tony C says, needs to be tried at the leadoff spot. Plus, he needs to calm down a little bit. He's swinging very, very hard right now. I think he needs to chill a little bit. Randy wasn't there. He's still pissing in the beer bottles in his basement. Hashtag Roger Watch. Wow. Let's see. It did feel like a National League game tonight. Also moved Trout to 7. See, that's not the first person that's told me that tonight. That might be something where you need to drop him down the lineup to get his friggin', his mojo back. JT says Trout will heat up in May right before he gets injured for the rest of the season. Mike Trout says, I saw Roger on the freeway in the AM 830 van. You mean the rape van. Also, Wilbur says, can I get a bootlicking houseman, please, Todd? Yes, you can, and here it is.
Call me a bootlicking houseman all you want. I don't give a damn.
Wait, one more
Call
time.
me a bootlicking houseman all you want. I don't give a damn.
There you go. Calling a home run from Neto in this series. Let's fucking go. Halo's dub right there from OC Raider 714, one of the realest Angel fans out there. Also, the FanDuel post game is weird. Erica and GA on the AM 830 van, and GA looking like scared of Erica's eye. I would be too, dude. Erica's eye is pretty intimidating. Also, I made the Yvette tribute to go ahead and oh wow. Yeah, he did make it. I'm not going to read the rest of that. But yeah, don't stop hating on my boy right there. Also, Todd, can we get a Matt Theis impersonation. Well, considering the fact that, Darno hasn't exactly been doing his job, Theis has been a little jealous. We've been hearing that. Theis has been like, hey guys, I really want to come back to the Angels because like the Darno guy, he's kind of crappy and I'm much better. And there's really nowhere to surf in Chicago. And the weed isn't as good. It's more synthetic. I like the real stuff, like from the ground and organic. Yeah, organic. Nevin! Also, James says OG's food is overrated, just like your food grill. Man, you guys are taking shots. OC says the Heyo was played too damn much tonight. By the way, watched on the phone. It was 11 times, which is surprising for a win. Yes. Mike Trout says it's the opposite. Ever since I stopped having sex, I can't hit home runs. Botch says Trout is hitting, but only in the bedroom, not on the field. Saucy says on paper, the lineup looks pretty good. Too bad the paper can't bat. That's true, dude. If you look at the lineup, you figure there's a good chance we get walks. There's a good chance we can get guys on base via hits. And there's a good chance we can hit a few home runs. Not so much. Not so much. It hasn't really been like that good. Mateo also says, would you have Renifo in the leadoff spot? Paris second and Trout third. I like that too. That's not bad right there. Why can't Adele lead off? I think we need to see more hits from him, Randy. Once we do, I think we can. It must be a leadoff mental thing with Ward leading off. Also, wasn't Pujols 32 when Artie brought him to Anaheim, then Trout is 33. Not when, Trout's 33 right now. Pujols, but Pujols put in a few good, seasons before he really hit the shitter. Ocean View says beat the Giants ace. Boo Boo Bears mommy says I wish I could be there tomorrow, but work has to be done. Yeah, you gotta take that for sure. Work always comes first, unfortunately. Haven't the Angels tried everyone leading off at this point? They've tried somewhat. Let's see. Rally Chris says I say Renifo, Paris, Neto, Trout, Soler, Ward, Ohapi, Shonawell, and Odell. Let's jeez. Oh man, there's way too much going back and forth here. Swaggy Z in the OC Kilo Bumpin says, I hope you enjoyed the game tonight. Ricky says, my dad won our family fantasy contest because he played Logan Webb. I say we ban him from this page. Never side with the enemy. That's probably true, Ricky. That's probably true because you can't trust them Ram fans either. Erica over Alex Curry, I'm convinced. As far as looks wise, yeah, because I think Alex Curry about 40 pounds ago was pretty hot, but I could never get past her horse teeth. I'm sorry. Balls, and dude, Ward smoking that same shit Theis did. Good win tonight, but they really are striking out a lot lately. And I got to start looking into the numbers. How many actual strikeouts do they have? Silent E says, Randy is the man. I wish I had the talent in the tip of my dick too. We're giving props to his penis now. Mateo says, can we Roger Lodge? Can we get a Roger Lodge? Well, guys, and Mateo and everybody that donated to the Todd Fox postgame show on the Heedy Postgame Network is or Heedy Post on the Heedy page should get a big helping of nachos, but not the kind for the bad stuff, but for the good stuff, because AM 830, he can't play you the AM 830 highlights from the games since we broadcast them here on the biggest radio station in a 2-mile radius. Man, I swear to God, dude, like AM 830 has a weak ass signal, man. This should be a lot better, but it is unfortunately the way it is. Geez, James is in a feisty mood tonight too. Don Hammond says we needed that win so much. Now we got to try to take the series tomorrow. It would be huge. Yes, it would be huge to beat the Giants. Ricky says Pujols was 46 when we brought him to Anaheim. I think it was 46 when he played what's it called? Little League. Awful lineup right there, Rally Chris. I'm not skipping the comments. Don't start with that again, Grillmaster. Also, Alex Curry had much better jugs. Oh, geez. Isn't Roger Lodge a Yankees fan on an Angels page? If you watch the episode he was with the real John Stamos, yes, he was a Yankees fan. She paints it on the blush. Dude, that's what my girl said too, man. She's got some high cheekbones, like some Botox going on. Tony C says, when was the last time we got at least 3 walks given to us in one game? Why are we looking at so many pitches down the middle? Bring on Torrey Hunter. We need a hitting coach, because it's true. We are not taking pitches, and if we are, they're like Tony C said, we're right down the middle, dude. We are not exactly we're just not doing things as a winning team would, or a feisty ball club in the batter's box would, and I want to get to that point at some point. Jeez. God. Randy, tone it down a little. So we can trust the Rams fan just as much as the Niner fans. Go Bolts and go dog. Chubb says, y'all playing checkers, talking about Alex Curry and Erica. I'm playing chess. Carol Moreno. Damn. Okay, Chubbs. See, also good news. Rangers lost tonight, but they lost to the Dodgers. So that's fan base and organization is so embarrassing. Randy says. Todd always skipping comments. No, the ones that are repetitive are when you guys are going back and forth. That's the ones I tend to skip. I need some napkins for those nachos, probably some wipes as well. Vanessa Hutchinson beats both Weston and Curry's jugs for looks. Yes, even the pregnant Hutchinson, which we saw a lot of them last year. We definitely did. So with that being said, I think we're all caught up on comments and we're pretty far into the show. I don't have anybody coming on since we came on pretty late and we were honking our honks since we won. So we got a good win tonight, and I will play, let's see, something I haven't played in a while here besides. I usually save that one for our boy, and he hasn't been on since he became a working man. And so we haven't seen anything at all from our boy, Big Hammer. So I think I only saw him on opening day. So unfortunately, yeah, we don't have anything as far as Big Hammer out there, which sucks. But it is what it is, and we'll have. Let's see. I'm trying to see what we have here coming up. Hold on a second. Let's see. Select here. I got to check here something right there. There we go. Should be good now. I had a little TikTok thing that was not working, so thank you for letting me know the audio wasn't in, but there we go. We got the audio going, so we're good to go right there. Let's see. Big 20 has a routine surf and work, so yeah, he's not going to be getting on as well. We're still waiting. Did you go to the home game? Yes, I did, Aaron. I was there. I'm going to be going to the game tomorrow, so check us out. But first, we're going to have our freaking big time. We'll come by and say hi, Aaron. I'll be dressed as a clown, hopefully, if Artie doesn't kick me out tomorrow. But it should be fun, and we'll have a good time with everybody there after the big time hangout over there at Brewheim. Ricky says, is Brewheim any good? The location is really nice, but the beer has always been whatever. Noble's beers are far superior. I will say that, look, the beer from so far, I haven't tried everything on Brewheim's. I did try a blood orange beer, and there was another one. It was I forget the flavor of it. It wasn't blood orange, but it's a really, really nice place. I will give Noble its due. They do have really, really good beers. But and they have flavorful beers, but I think Brewheim has a good list as well. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Sat in the right field today, only to be next to Soler. Yeah, no Trout there tonight, but maybe tomorrow, unless they bench him tomorrow. But it should be a good game. And going back to not getting any walks, the tailgate's going to be fun and everything, but we're going to walk over to Angel Stadium, have a good time inside the stadium. But the team itself is not getting any kind of walks right now, and it's very distressing because you got to work the pitcher. You got to make him throw more pitches. It's how you get into the bullpen faster. And then it's also a way to get rallies going, kick them off. You put a couple men on base, and you could try to go the other way. You could bunt. You could do a lot of things. And again, they haven't bunted yet. So there's a lot of things that this team needs to get going offensively that could help, but they are not taking advantage of the opportunities that they are being given right now. Grillmaster says, y'all like the sauce? No, see, that's why we skipped some comments. Artie is probably chasing Chewy around the big A. Yeah, if we did get a call in, I would have to hear from I'm not getting anything on the old bat signal from anybody right here trying to chime in. I don't know if I got nothing from what do you call it, Artie or from Terry. So maybe tomorrow night. Tomorrow's gonna be a crazy show. Dimitro will be down here. Mastuka's right there. In the last 4 games, we had 4 walks. That's horrible. Tony C says, I totally agree. No calls so far, but I will say this, though, moving forward. I will say this. Thank you for the super sticker right there, Randy. Let's see, Todd, how can I get a custom jersey? I've been at the team store and everything is super expensive. I can get you guys jerseys for $40, dude, or 35 actually. It just takes a couple weeks because my boy makes them like from scratch. So, but yeah, I mean, almost every jersey I own, he made them. So, and they look almost as legit as the damn Nike things. I don't care. I'm one of these guys where as long as the logo doesn't fall off and it looks just like the real ones they wear at the stadium, I don't give a shit who makes it. I really don't. If you care that much to pay $150 or more for a jersey just because it came from a sweatshop in China, then be my guest. But if someone else made the same kind of jersey at the same kind of quality from the same kind of material that they wear in the bigs, it's just not directly a Nike jersey or whatever, then sign me up. I don't care. I really don't care. So if you guys and gals are interested, I could always put a bat signal out to my boy and get some jerseys coming in here. I'm glad Neto is back. Halo Honk acting like he's our savior. They forget he hit like 240 last season. Yeah, I mean, he can't be every single, he can't do everything perfect every game. You know what I mean? Like, but still, he's not the end all be all. You need a collective amount of players that can play together and can string wins together. It's got to be pitching. It's got to be hitting. It's got to be everything. You can't just rely on one guy. Let's see. That's I'm gonna skip some of these. Also, Rally Chris says they're legit awesome jerseys. Get them from Todd, guys. I appreciate that. Chubb says Randy spicy tonight. Guess oh jeez. Can we stop killing each other, guys and gals, please? Grillmaster says I want a Soriano jersey. Eric Ward says I wonder if anyone actually paid that much for a Squid jersey. I bet you some sucker did. And you know what? Someone did. Probably someone did because they do have those game worn jerseys. I've seen some pretty shitty players get in there and have their jerseys sell for like $90 to $100, which is really, really weird. Ricky says it was Friday and we didn't hear our City Connects tonight. Nike really needs to commit to basketball and leave the real sport alone. Trout says skipping mine. Will you guys stop? Oh, I have to skip sometimes the banter that doesn't work really good, especially when people are taking shots. I like every last one of you guys and gals out there. There's only been 2 people I don't like that show up in the chat, and I won't mention who they are. Other than that, and they're not regulars at all. But other than that, I mean, I want everyone just to get along, man. I might have to put that what do you call it? The can't we all just get along thing? Because if I got to watch my mouth about other people, I think we all should. Mateo says, I want a Hoppy jersey. There you go. Well, again, DM me and we can work something out. James says the new Fanatic jerseys aren't even stitched. They're like ironed on. Patrick says, balls in my mouth. Also says, what happened to our City Connects? We're not really wearing them all that much. I know they're going to have a weekend for it, and they'll wear them every now and then. But I think for the most part, we're going to go into version 2.0 next season for sure. Let's see. Yeah, why aren't we wearing the City Connects yet? Because I think they want to wait till that beach weekend. Eric Ward said Majestic had better jerseys. Chris says give Trout anything that makes contact with the ball. Yeah, I don't care what it is. At this point, superstition or not, we need to work it out. A Hoppy jersey with the nipples. Yes, we're getting new jerseys next year, so that should be pretty cool. Anyone remember Matt? Yeah, I remember that guy. I can't stand that guy. That's one of them. He always trolls, man, for sure. All right. So with that being said, I want to say thank you to everyone that has participated in the show tonight. It's getting a little late. I got to get up early. I'm going to be over at, believe it or not, tomorrow morning, dude. You want to talk about a long day for me tomorrow? I'm going to be shitting angels because I'm getting up early and I'm going to be at Noble of all places to do the JT Snow signing. So I'll be over there interviewing him. OC Dugout asked me to help participate, record, and do some other shit for them. And they always scratch my back, so I never say no to them. So we're going to scratch their back as well tomorrow. And then right after that, I go right over to Bruheim, get that set up, and then, we get ready to for the tailgate. And then once the tailgate goes, it's get dressed up, walk into the stadium, and clown around and have a good time with all you Halo honks out there. So my day is going to be all over the place tomorrow. So that is, it's going to be pretty freaking crazy tomorrow. Rye Guy says, Todd with the Ohapi diarrhea tomorrow. I hope not. Because one thing I don't like doing at Angel Stadium is going to the restrooms over there. The restrooms suck, especially if you got to take a dump on them, in them. Because, man, if you have to take a dump in those toilets, not a good idea. Not a good idea because, again, the kids walk in there and they're like spritzing all over the toilet seat. There is too much DNA in there. It's not a good spot. I mean, the only bathrooms that I really are impressed with are the ones in the suites because they're private. They're yours, So shout out to all the sponsors. Shout out to everybody on the page tonight. And we will see you all back at the stadium tomorrow.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Yep, and we'll be back tomorrow doing this all over again. Hope to see you all at the tailgate tomorrow. It should be fun. Like I said, we'll have games, we'll have cornhole, all kinds of stuff. We'll have some food there and everything. So hopefully you and yours can come down and share in the fun. So with that being said, I'll play us out with some sponsors. And then again, go Angels. Angels win tonight 2-0 behind a strong performance by their starting pitcher, Tyler Anderson, who improves to 2-0. And then also the bullpen, which held it down because the Angels couldn't muster much of anything tonight. First 5 guys in the lineup go 0 for 17. That's got to change tomorrow if they want to double up the Giants in the first 2 games. But with that being said, we'll catch you all tomorrow. Enjoy the sponsors and the show. See you.
Brought to you by 714 Tickets in Anaheim, your trusted source for Angels tickets at unbeatable prices with no hidden fees. Whether it's home or away, they've got your seat covered. Visit them at 2424 East Catella Avenue, Anaheim, or online at 714tickets.com. Mention HITI and get 10% off your purchase. And Bruheim, Anaheim's premier craft brewery, pouring fresh, locally brewed beers in a welcoming atmosphere for Angels fans and beer lovers alike. Stop by their tap room at 1931 East Wright Circle, Anaheim, or check them out at Bruheim.com. Mention HITI and get 10% off your tab. The OC Dugout, your one-stop shop for officially licensed Angels memorabilia, custom jersey framing, and exclusive autograph signings with your favorite players. Visit them at 1928 East Center Street, Anaheim, or online at theocdugout.com. Support the businesses that support Halos in the infield.